Healthcare accounts for about 1/6 of the U.S. economy, and lobbying on healthcare tops every single other industry. Lizzie O'Leary has the numbers for us from Capitol Hill. Lizzie, good morning.
Hey, Eric, and they're pretty staggering. $396 million on healthcare lobbying this year alone. We're well on the way to shatter the pace for any other single issue. It's hard to divide out just how much is on this bill, but that's the industry picture as a whole. And when you look at this picture, it's also important to point out it doesn't even include insurance because they tally up insurance slightly differently. When you look at the top 10 big spenders on lobbying, 4 out of those top 10 are healthcare names. Pharma, the pharmaceutical trade industry, they come in, they spend $20 million this year. You've also seen spending from Blue Cross Blue Shield, Pfizer, and the AARP. And then, of course, the Chamber of Commerce, maybe not known as a healthcare name, but they campaigned hard against the public option in this Senate bill, and it effectively got killed, Eric.
Okay, so Lizzie, let's talk a bit more about lobbying. What did all those companies get for their money?
Well, certainly the public option, you saw that fight kind of go to the side because of all that pushback. You also saw lobbying from unions. They got some exemptions to that high-cost plan tax. A lot of union members have very high-cost benefits. You also saw insurers win a delay on when the fees on in the insurance industry start to kick in. But the biggest example is the drug industry. They spent $199 million on lobbying this year. Remember, pharmaceuticals struck an $80 billion deal with the White House last spring to lower costs by $80 billion. In return, they won a vote here in the Senate that bans drug reimportation. They won't have to compete with generics from cheaper companies. And then the biologic drug makers won 12 years of data protection in this Senate bill. They don't have to compete with generics for 12 years. And I should tell you, the head of their trade group told me on camera, on the record, he told the White House if they didn't get 12 years, they would kill this bill, Eric.
Lizzie, we talked earlier about the American Medical Association endorsing this bill. How important is that for the Democrats who want to get it passed before Christmas?
Well, it's important because one of the main planks that the Republicans use to object to this bill is say that there are cuts to Medicare, and there are. But when you have doctors supporting it, that doctors' trade group, it essentially says we're okay with some of these Medicare cuts. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Lizzie O'Leary.